Hi, everybody, and welcome to this webinar where we're going to be introducing our Target Date Fund Analyzer 2.0. By way of introduction, my name is Ryan Mackendorfer. I am a product manager here at Great Gray Group, and I am joined by our very talented solutions engineer, Alexis Patnote, who's going to be giving us a bit more of a demonstration of the new report. Excellent. So from an agenda standpoint for this webinar, we're first going to be covering off of why our target date fund analysis needed a bit of an upgrade. Second, we're going to be introducing the Target Date Fund Analyzer 2.0. Third, we're going to be giving a live demonstration, so you're going to see the actual report building in action, and we'll then conclude it with a Q&A. All right, so let's start off with any great product and solution of why. Well, why is it that we built Target Date Fund Analyzer 2.0? Well, when taking a look at the market and kind of the jobs that a typical analyst is looking to be done here is certainly we wanted to focus on the amount of effort that an analyst puts in or that is required if they're looking to build out a target date fund analysis via conventional manual means. Next is also the complexity of target date funds themselves. There's complexity in the glide path, and also there's a bit of limited transparency. Next, from an expectation standpoint, now we all know, given the industry that we work in, that there are certainly very high expectations for fiduciary documentation. And last is the explainability. Certainly, we want to make sure that at the end, the report provides you with the visuals and the quality level of analysis that you're going to be putting forward to your sponsor-ready reports. So next, when we're talking about Target Date Fund Analyzer 2.0, there's certainly a lot of enhancements that are here, and we certainly focused on fast enhanced visualization, right? So you're going to be able to see risk alignment very quickly. There's going to be flexible inputs that are really tailored towards your analysis to real plan data. Next, you're going to see some new chart views, really bringing glide path and fund insights to life. And last is explainability reporting. You're really going to be able to generate sponsor-ready documentation within minutes. So before I hand it over to Alexis here, what it is that we intend to present to you within the demo. So you're going to be able to see a defined plan-specific risk profiles with flexible inputs. You're going to be able to instantly visualize fund fit and misfit. You're going to be able to filter and compare target date fund series in real time. And you're going to generate professional reports for your next review. So now we're going to dive into the demonstration of our new and improved Target Date Fund Analyzer 2.0. Now, there's certainly been a lot of improvements that we've made within this iteration, but we also wanted to make sure that it had the familiar RPAG workflow to ensure that the ease of use by new and existing RPAG members. So some of the enhancements that we're going to be really highlighting within this showcase are going to be the enhanced risk band visualization, flexible question inputs for greater precision, automated fund reports, new chart view and risk category and index, and there's going to be an optional misfit risk bubble chart. So now let's dive into the demonstration, and who better to them provide it than Alexis Patnoe, who is a seasoned vet at RPAG. So Alexis, the mic's all yours.
Thank you very much, Ryan. I am very excited to present our Target Date Fund Analyzer 2.0. So here we see the portal view, and to access the Target Date Fund Analyzer, you will do so as typical. If we click on menu here, we'll see Target Date Fund Analyzer available within Tools. It is still accessible through your client's plan page, so you are able to access both ways. If we click on Target Date Fund Analyzer here, we will see a very familiar view. You do have your saved reports on the right-hand side. As a disclosure, you are still able to access your previously created Target Date Fund Analyzer reports. However, they will just be available for download. You will not be able to edit those reports, so it would be a perfect opportunity to start a new report. To start a new report here, you will still give your report a name. So we'll just go ahead and call this one sample for demo purposes. And you still have two methods of analysis. So that's going to be your target date fit analysis as well as your custom target date fund comparison. Now, hovering over this question mark icon is going to give us some insight on what each method of analysis is. And for today's demonstration, we're going to go ahead with our target date fit analysis. So if we go ahead and click Start, that's going to bring us to our step-by-step process, which again is quite familiar. But clicking View in step 1 is going to give us our first new feature. So as you can see here on the left, that we no longer just have yes or no inputs, but the ability to add specific values or ranges depending on the data that you have available to you. So I'm going to go ahead and add in some mock values just so we can see our risk band visualization appear on the right. So as we're going through these, each of these categories, you'll see that not only do we have some drop-down menus to make those selections, but we can actually add in our own data. You do have the option to mix and match. So if you have specific data points or values available for those data points, you can make those inputs, or you can go ahead with selecting from the drop-down menu. Once you've created your inputs, you'll see the visualization on the right-hand side give us our risk index target range. So based on our demonstration here in each of the inputs that we put in for mock purposes, we see that the system is providing the moderate risk index target range, with 66 being the upper band and 47 being the lower band. An additional metric here that I'd like to point out are our downloadable documents in the top right-hand corner. They have been updated, and specifically the Target Date Fund Misfit Risk Bubble Chart template is one to point out, as it will be helpful in our next step, our new Misfit Risk Bubble Chart. So once we've made these selections, we can go ahead and save, which will then allow us to move into step 2, which is our Target Date Fund series selection. Selecting View here will allow us to see our new first chart view. So we'll see at the top, we are being presented with some new filters. The system is going to take into consideration the inputs that we put in step 1 and modify our filters based on those inputs. However, you are still able to adjust them yourselves. Each of these sliding charts will allow you to see the chart view filter based on those metrics. You can also select which glide path risk levels you'd like to include, as well as management styles and our sub-advisor list as well. So taking a look at our chart view here, we have some target date series that appear based on those filtered metrics. You'll also notice that some say multiple series. So if we click on the drop-down menu, it'll actually show you all series that appear within that plotted point. From this step, you are able to make selections for your comparison. So each one with a checkbox, you'd be able to click on that target date fund series name and add it to your comparison. Now, in addition to the chart view, we do still have our list view. However, it has been updated. So by toggling over to the list view, we'll now see our product name, risk category, risk index score, average underlying score, sub-advisor name, and then if we would like to include it within our report. So we can use these checkboxes on the right-hand side. An additional feature that we've added to step 2 is that misfit risk bubble chart. So as I had mentioned in step 1, if we do choose to download that template, we would then be able to create our misfit risk bubble chart. You are also able to download it directly from this section here. Now, the target date fund misfit risk bubble chart allows you to input participant data such as date of birth, account balance, contribution rate, and salary to calculate an optimal personalized portfolio for each participant and see where they plot in comparison to the target date fund series that you've selected for comparison. So here I do have one filled out. We'll go ahead and put that in here and upload our file. We'll try that one more time. And save. And then when we move into our next step, we'll actually see the bubble chart in our output. So the third step is going to be our report builder step. This step is one that we are all familiar with. If we look in our RPAG templates, we do have a standard template available, as well as my templates. If you do have a template that you've saved, you are able to customize a report to report theme, and then we have our report layout as well. But of course, with the updates we've made to our target date fund analyzer, we do have some additional features that are now available. So if we go ahead and click into investments here, we will see our target date fund misfit risk analysis, as well as our misfit risk bubble chart and misfit risk by target date fund series, which will be available within the output. So again, you can customize your report layout as you'd like, drag and drop modules into our layout here. Once you've modified your report layout and it is how you would like it, you can go ahead and select done and generate your report. Now, this report is still able to be added to a service plan. So if you do utilize service plans, you can associate the report to that meeting. You can also give the meeting a start date and generate your report. Now, I do have one generated for us to go ahead and take a look at. So this is going to be our target date fund analyzer report. You'll see that we still have our target date fund education to start out with. So this is all able to be generated within your report. We have our target date fund risk index. And our evaluation methodology. And some additional modules. Now at the bottom here, we'll go ahead and take a look at some of those new modules. So here we have our risk index and underlying score. So again, that chart view that we saw within the analyzer itself, you are able to include within your output. We also have a target date fund glide path comparison. So whatever selections were made would be included within our comparison here. Some scorecard, and at the bottom here, we have our new modules. So let's go ahead and take a look at returns by vintage. You are able to make the selection of which vintages you'd like to include within your returns by vintage comparison. You also have the option to include peer average or benchmark. This is our misfit risk bubble chart. So again, after inputting that participant data using our template, it will plot your participants based on those metrics against the target date fund series that you've made with selections you've made within step 2. So this is an idea of what that misfit risk bubble chart will look like. And you can make that comparison against multiple selections. So again, this is just for demonstration purposes, a couple target date fund series that were selected, and then our participant data in comparison to each of those glide paths. We do also have our misfit risk by target date fund series summary based on that participant data that we've uploaded. And we also do have a risk return snapshot for both 3-year and 5-year. So this is the 3-year example here. And our risk return snapshot 5-year. So again, just some ideas of some of the new modules that you're able to include within your target date fund analyzer report available to you. We've added that flexibility in step 1 through the fit analysis, some additional views and filtering options within step 2, as well as that optional MITFIT risk bubble chart. And in step 3, our traditional report builder with some additional new modules. So with that, I'll go ahead and pass it back on to Ryan.
Excellent. Thank you, Alexis. I think that was certainly a very fantastic demonstration, and we certainly believe that this enhancement to our target date fund analyzer is going to create a tremendous amount of value for our members and really allow them to enhance the value that they bring to their clients. So again, as a little bit of a recap, some of the enhancement that we were showcasing in this demonstration are the enhanced wristband visualization, the flexible question inputs for greater precision, the automated fund reports, the new chart view for risk category index, as well as the optional misfit risk bubble chart. So now certainly we would like to open up the floor for a little bit of Q&A questions. But while you're inputting your questions into there, if we could just jump back one slide, please. So in terms of just talking of what's next for everybody here. So one is that the Target Date Fund Analyzer 2.0 is available today. So if you do log into the RPAG portal, you are able to access this as Alexis was demonstrating here. Certainly there is the ability to learn more where you can reach out to our customer support team. And also we're soliciting feedback as well too. Share us the thoughts in terms of how you see this as a positive over the improvement of Target Date Fund Analyzer 1.0, and also let us know of any additional improvements that we can make potentially for Target Date Fund Analyzer 3.0. This concludes this webinar. We thank you all for listening in. We certainly think that this is going to be a fantastic tool and certainly welcome and solicit all your feedback on this. Thank you so much.